The downside.
With Gianmarco Soresi.
So I was on the road, and I think my girlfriend has a paranoia of like especially with Mulaney cheating and Adam Levine cheating and the Try Guy.
Yeah,
cheating.
I've always compared you to Adam Levine.
Now I know that's a joke. I know that's a joke, and it's funny to me too. But to her, it's not. To her, it is a trend. It is a new trend of men cheating
On tour.
on tour. A new trend every time.
Men.
Everyone's always shocked. Everyone's shocked that men cheat. And I got a text. I was in an Uber. I got a text from her, and it was a picture of red panties, and she said, "Want to explain what this is?" And like, not even with a sense of like, "Oh, what's this?" As if she found the smoking gun. As if she found a picture of me with the panties on my head.
I mean, it's not a smoking gun. It's a gun held up.
It is a gun.
I mean, did you...
And they were see-through.
Oh.
And they were like...
And red?
And red, yeah. Maybe they used to be white and she was on a period, but...
We took a normal size? Like, what do we...
They were small.
Petite. like for a Barbie doll small? Or for...
No. An adult woman's
woman's
panties.
Okay, was there any part of you that thought maybe they belonged to someone that you knew at some point?
Okay, so here's the only thought that I had in my head is that I had in the past when I lived in Harlem and I was a single bachelor that sometimes women like a surprising amount of women surprising, like it was like 4 left their panties.
It happens.
And I didn't know, I always was confused by it. I didn't know if it was like a Cinderella thing. I like bring it around Bushwick, find the matching smell. Mm-hmm. But here's the weird part for me. I'm not into wearing panties. I'm not into like jerking off with panties. That's not my thing.
Did any part of you think maybe you would just say that you were to like be like, I wear them, or
what, like right now, just like to lie?
No, to her, like when you were like,
when you're being
'cause
confronted.
Oh, sure.
as an explanation.
Well, so when I first moved here, the thing is I held on to these panties. It felt they were the nicest thing I owned. It was hard to imagine throwing them away. They literally made the move. I had movers who moved the panties from one location to another location. I don't know what I'm going to do with these panties.
They don't really.
Yeah.
You didn't pay a lot extra for that.
And they were probably like mixed in with like the kitchenware and stuff, just in a box. And
what?
So when Tova and I like got closer, and eventually when she moved in, or she like helped me like reorganize and Marie Kondo the place, she found these panties, and I had some splaining to do. But I, said like
those are the Harlem panties.
These are the Harlem
I've
panties.
had them for ages.
They're the nicest thing I own.
Yeah.
So I threw them away. I threw them away.
Did you?
I did.
I
did. But
did she watch you do it?
She watched. She burned them. We did a whole Jewish ritual, and there's also, no one's ever noticed it, but there's a framed picture up there, and there's a pair of her panties in that framed thing up there, but you can't see it and it was a joke to her, like, look, I'm framing your panties now.
Okay.
And congrats, my girlfriend signed you as a manager. So I got this text, and my first thought. First, I had no idea. I mean, truly, I was like, I had no idea what was going on. I've been on the road for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I mean, I haven't cheated on her for like months. And my first thought was, maybe there was one more pair left over from this long. She's moved in a while ago, so I had no idea. But then I assumed that we do our laundry, we send it out, it gets brought back. And I've probably lost 2 shirts that way. Once I got a baby sock, which, funnily enough, I held on to the baby sock because I thought it was so cute.
For the same reason.
Just random clothes.
Because you do jack off with baby socks.
You
don't jack off with adult women's red things.
So
wait, I have a technical question. Where did she find these in your apartment? Like, where were they?
So she got them.
They were in the laundry.
So this is where it goes further. So as I get the details, the more I'm like, give me a break. So it was in the laundry bag that she had sent out and brought back while I was away. So in her mind, I guess she said women do this kind of thing, like to either, break up the couple I guess they're cheating with, or just like a territorial, like pissing where you eat or whatever. That so I was like, okay, so you're saying that I slept with some woman in our room, despite the fact that you're fucking Sherlock Holmes. That's what I chose. Our room. I'm on the road half of the year. I chose our room instead of
she knows
the
your history
Marriott
of
Hotel.
collecting panties, and you could have hooked up on the road and brought those panties back in a thing, and then accidentally got them in your laundry for when you sent out for laundry.
Sure.
I'm just,
Sure. And her mind, that, or the woman as she left, she was like, I know I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to throw it in the laundry. And somehow I didn't see it. So I'm like talking to her, and we're like talking through this. And I'm like, this is impossible. I promise. And suddenly the Uber driver goes, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that does happen sometimes. That does happen sometimes. Whoa. I've had it happen like 3 times to me.
Where a woman will leave them behind?
No, where the laundry comes back.
And you get some clothes.
Yes, that sounds so common.
And he said panties specifically. Yes. And so, that really clears it up for Tova's like, okay, now we're good. The Uber driver agreed with you.
The person you're about to tip.
The person I'm about to tip.
Trust
he's
you.
winking at me like, we got each other. I need you to answer the phone for me after this. But ultimately, it got settled. I tricked her, and when we finished the call, the Uber driver I thanked him. I said that was nice. Yeah. It's very funny because I've gotten to this point where I've had conversations with Uber people in the front.
Uber people.
The human being that is driving you. Okay, yeah.
But it is the things I've said on the phone or with someone in the back of an Uber. Like very intimate details where I'm like, this person's just hearing it. Yeah. And he heard the whole phone call, and I said thank you to him, and he said, yeah, it's happened to me 3 times. They're mostly granny panties for some reason. And then he said to me, I'm a relationship guy, and I think if you're going to fight, you should be fighting about, the real problems, not the made-up ones.
He
and I was
sounds
like,
like a
thank you.
cheater. No.
Sounds like a cheater. Yeah. I'm a relationship. I'm a wife guy.
I'm a wife guy. I'm a try guy. Yeah.
It was one of the try guys. That's his new job. So it was all settled, but it was.
What'd she do with the panties?
I don't know if we threw them away or not, or they were still here.
No one knew they were in a box.
This also feels like a thing someone could do to tease out the truth. Like,
what?
Can you explain these?
Sure.
Just for completely random.
When my mom found out that my dad was cheating on her, she heard from a friend that they had seen my dad at a restaurant with someone, and my mom said to my dad, "Oh, you're cheating on me?" He said, "No." She said, "I saw you," and he said, "I'll be right home." And she was calling his bluff. Yeah, called his bluff. And my dad, like a fucking fool, cheating. He didn't have an Uber driver to be like, people have dinner with women at restaurants.
Cheating is
Downside
with Gianmarco Soresi.